I'll give you a run through of the application. So I'll register again. Let me say it as Rakesh, and I'll say Rakesh at the gmail.com, and then the password is 123456, and I'll register the user. Right now it will land to the login page. Let me say it as, so it is saying me to save the password. No, I don't want to. So I'll say Rakesh at the gmail.com, and I'll say 123456 and then submit. So when I submit, it takes me to the dashboard. Hello everyone, welcome to another video. In the last video of development of bus reservation system, we developed registration, login module and a static dashboard. One update in this video is that I've improved a bit of UI. So you will see a much better view of dashboard and other screens. So I'll take you to the flowchart of our bus reservation system to tell you that what functionalities we are making in this project. So here you can see that registration and login module we have already covered in the previous video. If you haven't watched the video, the link would be in the description. Do check out. So now we'll move forward in our development, and in this video we'll be covering these three functionalities, that is dashboard of Find My Bus, then the booking of the bus, and then the My Booking page. The cancellation part we'll be covering in the next upcoming videos. Right, so before going ahead, I would like to request you that if you are watching my content and liking it, to do give it a thumbs up and subscribe the channel to help in growing this channel, and share among your contacts so that the knowledge could be shared and knowledge could reach many. So let's get started with the code part. So let me take you to the ID. So here is my ID, and one update from the previous video is that in the login controller, previously I was just checking that loading the user, and the user name was checked that the user is present in the database or not, and then dashboard was returned for that user. I was not checking the password that the user has entered was correct or not. So now I have also conditioned it that if the password is correct, then only the dashboard would be returned, like you can see in the screenshot. And if the password is wrong, then the login with the error is shown. The screenshot would be visible on your screen. So now let me take you to the dashboard controller. So here in the dashboard controller, we were doing the things that same as the registration part, that we were sending a model attribute to our UI, that was reservation DTO, and reservation DTO contains our to, from and date to get input from the user, and then we were returning the dashboard HTML with those parameters. One addition is there that we are also sending the user details now. I'll tell you when we'll be running the application, then I'll be showing you that why we are sending the user details here and what we are doing with the user details, right? So now the functionality would be like, we'll be logging into the system, and then the dashboard has been displayed. Then we'll be finding our bus, the options of bus that we'll have for our one destination to another destination for that particular date, right? So for the page is shown on your screen, the dashboard screen is shown on your screen. Now when we click on the find button, then we need the details of the bus, that what all bus are available for suppose from Delhi to Amritsar, and the date is 15th, right? So we need that data to be displayed. So the data would be displayed like this. Screenshot would be visible on your screen. So let me show you the controller part. So in the controller part, you can see that when we click on the find button, it comes into this controller, this mapping. So here what happens is that we bring the reservation DTO details, that is to, from, and the date part, and then we filter out our data on the basis of these parameters from our bus data. Now what is bus data? Bus data is our entity, our table, which contains the bus data, like the date on which the bus would go, the to destination where it will go, from destination from where the bus will start, the price of the bus name, and the time at which the bus will departure from a particular destination, right? So this is our bus information that has been displayed on the screen. When we click on find button, so it comes into this controller and then finds the bus data according to your parameters. Here I am taking the list. So what I have done is I have made a bus repository, same as what we did for our login and registration repositories. Now what we are doing is I have made a method that is find, to, from, and date. So what will it do? It will find me a data on the basis of from, to, and date. So from, to, and date, I have written a query here, right? So I have written a query that selects star from the reservation table. My bus data is in the reservation table, and the to destination is the to that you have passed. From destination is the from that user has passed from the screen, and the filter date is the date that you have passed, and we are ordering it according to the date entered, right? So it is a native query, so I have simply created a native query over this method. So whenever this method is called, this query fires and finds the data, right? So let's go to the dashboard controller again and see. Okay, now I am checking that if this object is empty, that I am returning a null, because I have handled this null on our HTML. That if bus data object is coming null, then I don't have to show the table of bus information, right? We don't have the information of buses available for to or from destination for that particular bus, for that particular input that you have provided. So now I am taking the user details and displaying user details on the screen, and I am also taking the model attribute of bus data. I am taking the reservation DTO. Now bus data is the data that we'll be showing on the screen in the table format when we click on the find. But now I'm also sending the reservation DTO that I accepted from the UI. Why I am sending this reservation DTO to the UI back again? To actually keep intact the details that you have entered. To, from, and date part should be intact when you are clicking on the find, right? So I'm sending these model attributes to UI and returning the dashboard HTML. So you can see on the screen that how the data is being displayed, and this is how the table structure looks like of the data for a particular search, for a particular to, from, and date, right? So the next part is that when we click on the book button that has been displayed on your screen, now when we click on the book button, it takes me to another HTML where pre-filled details would be displayed, right? Pre-filled details would be displayed. So now let me come to the controller part. So the controller part is this one. This controller gets hit when we click on the book button. It takes the ID of that particular bus data that we are displaying in the table, right? So that ID comes to me from the UI, and then I again query from the bus data table and find out that particular data for that particular ID, and then I create a booking DTO, right? Booking DTO would be the DTO that I am using for UI to display the data. The screenshot would be visible on your screen. When we click on the book button, this particular page has been visible to us, right? So now on the controller part, we create this booking DTO object. How we are creating this booking DTO object? We are first querying to bus data. We are getting some bus data object. Now then we have to prepare a booking DTO. How does the booking DTO looks like? So booking DTO is the same as bus data entity, but two things are more added to this particular DTO is number of persons and total calculated, right? When we are on the page of booking, then we have to book for various people, right? Suppose I'm traveling with my family, so I need to book tickets for 4 people, right? So I need to have an input of number of persons, and then total calculated would be on the basis of number of persons, right? So let me go to the dashboard controller. So here I prepare this booking DTO, right? I have used a particular helper class, and this helper class is helping me to prepare a DTO and returning that DTO to me, right? So I get this DTO back, and then I again send the model attribute with user detail and model attribute with my DTO to display the particular page. The page screenshot is again visible on your screen. So this is how it looks like, right? I'll show the application end to end running after explaining you the code part, and after explaining all that which we have done new for this particular video, right? So when this page has been displayed, we input number of persons, then it automatically calculates our amount for the trip, right? So if suppose the price of the ticket is 20 rupees and I am traveling with 2 people, then my total cost is 40 rupees, right? So it automatically gets calculated. So that automatic calculation has been done by JavaScript. So let me take you to the book HTML. So what I am doing is I am actually running JavaScript on the basis of onChange method, right? In this you can see I've called an onChange method on number of persons field, right? On the number of persons, onChange is called, and the method update field is being called, right? Where is the update field method? So update field, what it does is it takes the value of price that a particular person price is, a ticket price is for a particular person, and the total number of passengers that you have added, right? On the basis of those, we are calculating the price and then displaying the price on that particular field. So this is just a small snippet of code that is running to calculate the total number of amount that you have to pay, right? So when you click on the pay button, after all the pre-filled details you have checked and all the details that you want to input, then you click on the pay button. So when you click on the pay button, it maps to /booking, right? /booking controller. You can see on the screen, whenever you click on the pay button, it takes you to the my booking page. Now on my booking page, all the bookings are shown. All your bookings are shown. The latest one is shown on the above. The top one is the latest booking, right? So I have sent the after the pay process, I have sent the user to the my booking page. There is a bit of some things are missing, right? I have to show a success message that you have paid well for the ticket, and the tickets would also be sent to the user, right? The tickets would be sent to the user via email. So that implementation is missing right now. That implementation would be done in the next upcoming videos, right? So stay tuned and subscribe to the channel. So let us come back to the code. When we click on the pay button, it goes to /booking, right? In the /booking, we are actually accepting the booking DTO that I have shown you previously, that all those bus details along with the number of person and price comes to us in the booking DTO, right? And then what I am doing is I am actually fetching the user details. Now I'm fetching the user details from security context. This security context actually fetches the user from the Spring security session, right? We are fetching the user from the Spring security session, that this particular user who has actually hit our application right now, I need the details of that particular user. So I am fetching it from Spring security session, right? So I am fetching the user details from here, and then on the basis of the email I am finding my user. So where I am finding my user, okay, I have actually went into the user service and I have called the method there. So I'll go to update bookings. So here we are actually sending a DTO and user detail object to our update bookings. So here what we are doing is here actually we need a bookings object booking entity object, and then we are preparing our data for this bookings entity so that we can save the details of the user. Now let me take you to the bookings table first. Now this bookings table is the my booking page, right? The bookings that would be available for that particular user. The user has availed those bookings, right? If I have booked something, there is a history part to that, right? Whenever I have done previous bookings, that bookings would be visible in that history part. So it looks like that only to the particular user. So this is a bookings entity. Here I am taking all those details that bus booking DTO contains, that I have shown you previously, and along with that I have taken a user ID as well. User ID, why I have taken the user ID? Because I have to map these details with the particular user ID, right? To keep a track that this user has actually booked these rides, bus details, right? So we need to keep the history. That's why I have taken user ID here. The another way to actually make a relationship with the user and the bookings is that I can make the booking table and the user table as many to many relationship, right? Because many bookings can have many users and many users can have many bookings, right? Either way is true, right? So we can have that many to many relationship as well, but to keep it simple, I have just taken the user ID here, and this user ID is updated while we are saving the bookings object. So that user ID is coming from the Spring session, Spring security session that I have shown you previously, right? So in this update bookings method, we are actually saving our object. So I am calling booking repository dot save. So booking repository is same as the repositories we have made for login and all, right? So we are just saving the object. So let me now after saving it, my object has been saved. Now I have to redirect it to the my booking page, right? So for my booking page, I have simplified it and I have breaked it into another controller. So let me take you to the my bookings controller. So what my bookings controller looks like is it takes the booking DTO as a model attribute to the HTML and then returns the my booking HTML, right? Now what I have done here is that I have again fetched the particular user from the security session, right? Spring security session, and then I have finding the from the user repository, I have found out the user for that particular email that I am getting from this user details, right? And then from the booking repository, I am finding those bookings that are being done for this particular user ID. So how I am doing is that I am saying the find by user ID. Now this principle that I have already told you in the previous video, that when we create a method in our repository, and if we don't want to actually make we don't want to write a query and a direct reference is there in our entity, that particular field should be after find by, right? Now if I say that find by user ID, the repository knows that a user ID would be supplied to it and he has to find the data from matching with that particular user ID, right? So in the repository I have used this method, so it will return me the list of bookings. Then again I am using the model attribute to send the user detail, and then I am sending the bookings of that particular user, and I am returning the my booking page. Now this was the coding part, right? This was the controllers and all part. Now what new things that I have made is that bus data entity was made that I have shown you, and then bookings entity was made that I have shown you right now. Then our DTOs were made, the reservation DTO that I have told you in the previous video as well, while we were looking at the static dashboard. So now you can see that this particular fields are being there in the reservation DTO. Now bookings DTO contains all those details that are being displayed on my bookings page, right? So you can take that reference. So I have made two repositories as well. Bus data repository is being made to fetch the details of bus on the basis of to, from, and date. And then the bookings repository is also made, right? So in the service part, there is no change. Just one method is being added in the implementation that I have shown you to make our bookings object and to save booking object to our table, right? So one more class is being made, that is object creation helper. I have just used to this class, as the name suggests, it is actually helping me to create my object, right? I wanted to create a bookings DTO object, so I've written a particular helper class to avoid the making of this object on the controller part. You can even write this code on your service. If you are making an MVC structure and you are also having a layer of service interface and service implementation, then you can also write this code on your service implementation. I have used a helper right now. Right now, this let me take you to the HTMLs as well. So let me first take you to the dashboard HTML. So here simply what we are doing is we are simply displaying particular fields on the HTML, right? That you saw in the previous video as well, the to, from, and the date, and then the find button. On the click of the find button, this table is being displayed, right? This table is being displayed and the data is being displayed in the table. So here, this is the call that when we click on the book button, this call goes to our booking controller, right? Our booking particular mapping, and on the basis of this particular mapping, the further the booking page has been displayed to us. Now let me take you to the booking page. So the booking page looks like simple, that we are accepting the fields. The screenshots you have already seen. So you can see that this is how I've made an HTML. The HTMLs are simple. I've used simple CSS to display a little improving the UI for our particular HTML, right? So this is our view of booking page. So now let me take you to the MyBookings HTML. So this is my MyBooking HTML. When we land on this page, for that particular user, all the details, all the bookings would be displayed in the table format. So if you are confused in using Thymeleaf, do comment down below in the video so that I can give you a much more overview of Thymeleaf, how I am using Thymeleaf in my HTML, right? So if you are confused that why I am using TH and all that, do comment down below. I'll make a separate video for this explaining that how Thymeleaf is being used and how we are using in this particular project, right? So this was from the code part. So now let me take you to the browser and show you the application by running it again, right? Let me take you to the registration page. Registration and login page, I haven't changed anything, so that remains the same. So let me register a new user. Let me say it Deepak, just a random name I am taking. So Deepak19@gmail.com and the password is 123456, right? So I click on register. So it will take me to the login page as I have shown you in the previous video as well, right? So now I'll say Deepak19@gmail.com and the password is. Now you can see that if I have input the wrong password, I have input the password as 1234567, right? The password was 1234556. So this error has been displayed. Email or password entered is wrong. Please check and log in again, right? So let me input the correct password. Deepak19@gmail.com 123456. So let me press it login. Now this is my dashboard. You will say that there isn't any kind of an improvement, but I've used a lot of CSS here, so this is how the page is being displayed. So I said that I was accepting the user details from controller, right? So this is why I was accepting the user details. I wanted to show the user name here, right? That's why I was accepting the user details, and I was sending into the model attribute to my UI. So here is my booking page, and this is my logout page, right? So let me first show you details, right? Now it says find your bus, so I want to go from Delhi to Amritsar. I'm using these locations only because I haven't the metadata of bus data is only available for Delhi and Amritsar right now for me. I have input the data for only Delhi and Amritsar. You can input the data for many other places, and you can play with this page, right? So now I'll say the date is, I want to go on 15th, right? I'll say find. So these are the dummy data that I have inputted into the bus data entity, right? So this is how it displays the from to timing of the bus, from where the timing from Delhi, the bus will move at 6 p.m. right? The bus name is this, and the price for a particular person is 55 rupees, right? So now if I click on say I'll go in Volvo of 12:30 p.m. and the price is 65. Let me go on book. So this is my booking page. Now again you can see that this remains same for all the pages, right? Now the name is being displayed like on the pages. So I said that all the details are non-editable. The from is Delhi, to is Amritsar, date is 15/7, price is 65, and number of person you have to input, right? So I'll say number of persons as 2. So when I tab out, it gives me the total cost. So it gives me 130 rupees I have to pay. Now here I have also given an option to go back to the dashboard if you don't want to book any ticket, right? So now if I say pay, right, I will say pay. So it will take me to my reservation dashboard. Now you can see that the booking that I have done has been displayed here, right? So to make to display it more, to tell you that the recent booking would be coming on the top, let me again go to the dashboard and book another ticket, right? The data is available for Delhi to Amritsar only. You can input any other data, right? So let me go and book it again. Let me do the 35 rupees one, and I'll say 5 people. So the total is being calculated as 175, right? So I'll say pay, and you can see that the data is being displayed on the top. The latest one has been displayed on the top, right? So this was the working of our application, right? I can go to the dashboard, and then if I don't want to do anything, then I can log out from the application as well, right? So this was the functionality that we have covered in this video. So in the upcoming videos, I'll be making a provision of sending the tickets to the user through email, and also one more provision would be given to the user if the particular user has lost the tickets, right? So he can again generate the tickets until unless the ride has come, the time has come to board the bus, right? Another functionality that I have shown you in the flowchart as well, the cancellation part. So we'll also make a functionality of cancellation, that if a person don't want to go and want to cancel it, so he can cancel it. So we'll make that particular screen as well. Now you can see that I have made a pay button, and I have directly gone to the my booking section. Now after clicking on the pay, I don't have any kind of static page to display that okay, this is your payments and you have to pay like this, or I have any payments gateway implemented. So I've made this application a simple application to actually brush up your skills of making Spring Boot projects. Each and everything, how the process is being followed to make a particular project, right? So this was it from this video. If you liked it, do give it a thumbs up and subscribe the channel for more updates. All links related to this video, the repo, the code repository part, and the previous video which we made for registration and login module would be in the description. The link would be in the description. So thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video.